with guns being purchased and ammo being purchased. And if they try to, with this bureaucratic thing, not let people have the forms, that's just going to make people understand how real this is. And so I think they're overreaching right now, and I think it's going to backfire because I've seen the polls. You're more aware of this than I am, but back in the 70s and 80s, they brainwashed close to half the public to support more reasonable, and quote, gun control. But since then, I see most of the polls 70, 75, 80%.
Correct.
The young people are into it. Liberals, I know, are buying guns. They learned mistrust of government under Bush. Now they're starting to not trust Obama. People are really fundamentally getting it now, and we're winning the hearts and minds, and the gun culture, the Second Amendment culture this country was founded on. You know, it all started, folks, when the Redcoats came to take the guns. I think we're going to kick their ass. I'm sorry to use that term.
Well, I hope that's correct. I see what you're talking about, and you're not making that up. On the other hand, we can't forget that the government schools have been doing their job, and they've been cranking out lots of voters that think it's really cool to vote against freedom, against liberty. I have no idea what
Sure,
a Bill
but
of
my
Rights.
point is, I'm not saying we're even winning. We're showing some fight. We're growing. They're moving against us, and I'm telling folks,
True.
This is the fight. This is 1776 Part 2.
True. That, in that sense, I think you are correct, and I would agree, because they are going to substantially alienate a significant minority of the American people, and the arrogance that I've seen in Obama, which seems to go along with his South Chicago thuggishness, could very well end up turning people off. And, well, let's hope so.
Well, the left, he's gone back on every promise to them. We're starting to see cracks in the facade as they realize he's bought and paid for by the very same interest. You know, what I'm getting at here, Larry Pratt, is I don't want them to come after the guns, but I know they've been creeping around trying it forever. And in a way, part of me just says, you know what? Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. You know what? You just want to keep pushing and pushing. I know how the country was founded. I know how it's going to be founded again. You can't help it. You're going to use the military against the Second Amendment. The military is going to come over to our side, and we're going to arrest every one of you foreign bankers that have been running your scams, and we're going to try you with a jury of your peers, and you're going to the Hooskow.
Well, better sooner than later, because they are, in the long run, working a very effective plan to dumb down the American people. And if they overplay their hand now, better now than sometime in the future, I quite agree that sooner rather than later would be to our favor.
Yeah, let's get the show on the road, whether that be peaceful or whatever it is. Let's, defend the Republic to the end. Larry Pratt, I want to really thank you for spending time with us in these very, very dark days. But we will continue to track all of this at Gun Owners of America, gunowners.org. And folks can also call the, 703-321-8585 number. Is that good as well?
That'll work, too, and that's what people often call if they have some question about a legislative issue. That's where our policy guys are.
And folks, don't think they're omnipresent. If you see gun bills introduced at your state level or federal, or you see things going on, or you see gun grabbers giving anti-American speeches, let Gun Owners of America know, because they're on YouTube now and Facebook, and they got a Web 2.0 site, and they're in, they are kicking hind end. And Larry Pratt, it's just great being associated with you. God bless you.
Well, same here. Thanks so much, Alex.
You bet. There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Larry Pratt, the head of Gun Owners of America. I want to go to your phone calls. We're going to do that in the next segment. I'm kind of like somebody who's got to clean the garage out, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I don't want to get started on this. I'm procrastinating, and then I get started, and you finally clean the garage out. When it comes to covering this news, I mean, this is horrifying. People, I don't try to get up here and make the government look bad. I don't try to get up here and explain just how serious it is. It's so much worse than I could even explain to you. I mean, I've got Bloomberg right here. And I couldn't believe it this morning, and I went and looked up the bills because they're always adding new stuff to the bailout. Excuse me. And the government will decide what health care you get, even if you have insurance. There'll be rationing of people 55 or older. Give me a close shot somewhere. How about that camera over there? I want to show people this article, or we could just punch it up on screen. Ruin your health with the Obama stimulus plan. And I want you to go read this, and then I want you to go to the bill itself and read it for yourself. then it says it's the British model to be adopted, where if you're older, you will not be given the treatments you need. Medicare, Medicaid, you name it. I mean, you thought socialist health care was bad. People are like, oh, I want free health care. You didn't free, Jack. Once you're in a socialist system, everybody's like, don't treat those old people. They're taking all the money. I only want it for me. And then they can play the population off against each other. It's all in here. I'm going to get to that after calls. The faith-based stuff. This article out of Newsweek. You can't. This is telling you how great socialism is and how wonderful it is. This isn't socialism. Trillions of dollars to offshore banks to then come back and loan the government its own money back at interest, and to come in and buy off your cities, and Acorn is going to get $2 billion from Obama. And Bush was doing all this too, to all these groups. These are rent-a-mobs that the media and the news can point at and say, oh, there's our constituents. And national drafts and all of this stuff. I can repeat it over and over again. It makes my head spin. You heard Larry Pratt saying he can't keep track of it all now either. They're just hitting us from every side. But the good news is it's so unconstitutional. It's so classically tyrannical, despotic, authoritarian. It's so classically evil. And you've got the politicians, it comes out in the news, 65% or more of Congress doesn't pay income taxes. The bankers don't pay. Fortune 500 companies don't pay taxes. Their employees do. They don't pay taxes. They wrote the laws for themselves. It's foreign banks have hijacked the country. It's an illegitimate government. People email me and go, you right-wing bastard, we're going to get you. You don't like Obama. Hey, idiots, I wrote the book on attacking George Bush. But he's a puppet, and so's Obama. See, pass that to the bankers. Don't be a sucker.
Millions of Americans are beginning to realize the enormity of the economic and political problems facing the U.S. and the world. And for the first time in their lives, they are feeling the need for preparedness. Ready Reserve Foods has been in continuous operation, manufacturing the finest and dehydrated foods for almost 40 years. Ready Reserve is the manufacturer. Unlike other companies that just broker canned foods, Ready Reserve controls the quality from start to finish with double enameled cans and nitrogen packaging. When purchasing from Ready Reserve Foods, you are buying factory direct at wholesale prices. Other companies are quoting delivery times of 1 to 2 months, while Ready Reserve ships within 5 business days. Many companies do not even offer a catalog. We will be more than happy to send a catalog to you free of charge. Dial 1-800-453-2202, 1-800-453-2202, or visit our website at ReadyReserveFoods.com. Factory direct, wholesale pricing from Ready Reserve Foods. Call us at 1-800-453-2202.
A day unlike any other in the long course of American history, a terrorist act of war against this country.
The enemy struck America on September 11th. But who is the enemy?
Bin Laden. This is his M.O.
We have to look to the Middle East. We have to look to Osama bin Laden.
Fabled Enemies is the first 9/11 film to take a close look at the terrorist ties to intelligence networks inside the United States.
Some U.S. investigators believe that there are Israelis again very much engaged in spying in and on the U.S.
I'm aware that some Israeli citizens have been detained.
Bin Laden's connections to the CIA, the hijackers' ties to the FBI, the Saudi Arabian connection, the Israeli intelligence network, warnings and war games, the shadow government, and much, much more. Fabled Enemies. Get the DVD at Infowars.com or see it in super high quality, along with hundreds of other titles at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
Heart disease is on the rise. Clogged arteries, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol levels may not be fully detected by you, but the symptoms are there. Loss of energy, blood sugar spikes and drops, poor circulation, and irregular heartbeat are just a few of these that can alert you that something is wrong. Hear how Heart and Body Extract is making a difference in thousands of people's lives across America.
My blood pressure has normalized. My diabetes has totally improved.
Everyone is telling me now how much healthier I look, and
I'm telling everyone how much healthier I feel. I recommend Heart and Body Extract to everyone.
Anybody over 40 in the North American continent should be using this product as a preventative to keep their cardiovascular system healthy.
Order your 2-month supply today by calling 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. Or order online, hbextract.com. Heart and Body Extract, 866-295-5305 or hbextract.com.
Okay, we are back live. Let's go to your phone calls. Al in New York, you are on the air.
Good afternoon, Alex.
Hello, my friend.
How you doing? I'm 24 years old, and I've been following the alternative media and your fight against the New World Order, and it inspired me to go into college and take up political science. I was wondering how